The World Cup might be coming to the USA. Brazil are back on top, baby. Russian fans might miss out on the Russian World Cup. Borussia Dortmund's Marc Bartra does a thing. And a plea to help Arsenal fans. Welcome to the Goalmouth, ladies and gents, your daily 5-minute-ish blast of soccer info from the makers of Howler Magazine, Dirty Tackle and the Total Soccer Show. It's Friday, April 7th. Seriously, how are we that deep into 2017 already? I'm Ryan Bailey, and we begin with local news from your region. The World Cup could be coming to the USA, and I don't mean it in the sense of the Chicago Fire winning it. News broke yesterday that Canada, the USA, and Mexico are to submit a joint bid to host the World Cup in 2026, making the US the delicious meat in the North American soccer sandwich. CONCACAF President Victor Montagliani talked up the bid before tomorrow's annual CONCACAF Congress on the Caribbean island of Aruba. Funny how they hold that Congress on an exotic Caribbean island rather than like downtown Detroit, isn't it? When asked whether this bid would be affected by the current US president's rather combative and wall-building attitude to the neighbours to the south, Montagliani said it is the job of the sport to rise above that kind of politics. Translation: if FIFA can make money from the region, who cares about political tensions? FIFA rankings news now. After a 7-year wait, Brazil are back on top of the pile thanks to the fact that they're going great guns in World Cup qualification. Neymar is carrying the weight of the nation's expectations with ease, and Paulinho is doing things Premier League fans never thought possible. The Seleção have pushed arch rivals Argentina down into second place thanks to the fact that they can't win a final to save their lives, and their FA couldn't organise a piss-up in a brewery. Also in the latest rankings, the USA have moved up 7 places to 23rd, sandwiching themselves between the Titans of Turkey and the Giants of Slovakia. Yet more FIFA-related news now. All eyes are going to be on Russia next summer when the World Cup circus goes behind the Iron Curtain, but the eyes of Russian fans might not be on the World Cup. According to The Independent, FIFA are trying to find a domestic TV network to show both the World Cup and this summer's Confederations Cup. Trouble is, FIFA are asking for $120 million, more than 3 times the amount that Russia have paid previously to screen the World Cup. Yikes. Peter Makarenko of Moscow-based sports marketing agency Telesport told Bloomberg, if FIFA is waiting for someone from the government to come out with a bag of money and pay them, it might be a while before there's a deal. It's not unusual for prices to go up for each tournament, but not by 200%. How very unlike FIFA to try and exploit their lucrative pony show at the potential expense of fans. Next up we go to Germany, where a single Borussia Dortmund fan was photographed sitting with the Schalke fans during last weekend's fiercely fought Ruhr derby. So who was this brave/slightly stupid fan? Well, BVB's Marc Bartra decided to do some sleuthing, a little bit of detective work, and he put out a request to find her on Twitter. He did so, and he tracked down Steffi Adam Papp, who was treated to a VIP visit to Dortmund's training complex on Thursday, and a lovely signed Marc Bartra shirt too. It turns out Steffi was sitting next to her Schalke-supporting husband in the stadium, and in a hilarious turn of events, he came along to Dortmund's training complex too with his wife, and presented Bartra with a personalised Schalke shirt. Oh, those salt-of-the-earth Germans from the industrial heartland of the country, famous for their sense of humour. And finally, this is an appeal to ask you to start helping Arsenal fans. These poor supporters have had to suffer the indignity of 20 consecutive top 4 finishes under Arsene Wenger. In his reign of terror, he's only delivered 3 league title wins, 6 FA Cups, and just 1 measly Champions League final. This season, they may finish as low as 6th in the Premier League. For an Arsenal fan, this is more devastating than relegation, a financial meltdown, or an actual real problem that's worth protesting. Please give just £2 a month and you could help fund the plane banners, the vans, and the ridiculous leaflets the club desperately needs. Give them a #WengerOut banner and they can protest at a game that they paid £64 to voluntarily go to and watch. But give them the tools to make their own #WengerOut banner and they can keep on protesting their extremely well-run club for life. Thank you. All right, bless you for indulging that charity request. That's it for the Goalmouth today. You can read all about today's stories in detail in the Goalmouth email. It's linked out to in the show notes of this here podcast. Please leave us a review on iTunes if you haven't already. It really does help us. And also, if you haven't downloaded the Dirty Tackle debut podcast yet, please do go and do so. I speak words just like that really well. It's basically the greatest thing you've ever heard. Monday's Goalmouth is going to be hosted by me. That's right, double bubble from Bailey. I've switched days with Brooks Peck next week. I leave you with today's Goalmouth top tip. Do unto Arsenal fans as you would have Arsenal fans do unto you. Love to your mothers. See you next time.